Learn this and never get confused in your tarot readings again. So whether or not you are reading for yourself or you go into a reader, this right here will really help you understand, so you can see how much you progress or how little your reader knows. If you're going to one who doesn't understand the Fool's Journey, come at me if you will, but if you spoke to any of the people who have carried out training with me, they are now all in agreement of why I bang the drum about why it's so important to know it, because it really just does completely open up a world of so much fascinating information that would never have been given by just knowing the root meaning of a card. So I've put these ones here to just convey what I'm trying to say. So if you're not in a position to come to me, at least learn the metaphor of the Fool's Journey. I mean, who knows that the Fool has 3 different areas to move through within his archetypes, and then things he needs to collect along the system in order to ascend. How he starts as a newbie and how he ends up into a place of emotional enlightenment. If you don't know these things, you don't know what the card's trying to express to you. So these 3 cards I'm going to explain in the majors. So the Fool, he meets these archetypes and he has the opportunity to embody this. He might not. So a lot of people stay in the earlier stages of the Fool's Journey because they're not learning the lessons and they're not taking things on board. So where you see people say the Hermit is about solitude, sitting in your cave, taking a step back, and the Wheel of Fortune being about good fortune, is it? No, it's not. No, it's not. Not if you're looking at the expression of the card anyway. Those who chuck out the cards on here and say, good fortune's coming your way, or time for solitude and contemplation, they haven't asked the question, they don't know the context behind the situation, and if they did, then they would read those cards very differently. So if you think about it, so the Chariot comes before Strength. The Chariot is a 7, which is about introspection, perhaps no action, but potential. So because it is a Cups energy, it could be that yes, you need to move forward with great determination. However, do that from a non-emotional perspective. So I use the example with people saying, don't send a text message when you're mad, don't agree to something when you're happy. So once the Chariot moves forward, it then moves into a different stage. So he then, in the Strength, with that beautiful orange and yellow, whichever your illustration is, but I say orange and yellow, very similar. It's about strength, opportunity, self-expression, consciousness. The 8, what you're putting into that is what you're getting out, growth, that trust that you can work on that internal strength. So when you do that, you move to the Hermit. And if you look at the Hermit, there's a lot of grey, which yes, can be the unknown, but that lantern is what's lighting his path. It's lighting the way. But if you notice, that lantern with the star in it is actually interacting with the Strength card next to it, because that lantern is illuminating that Strength card. So it means that that internal strength allows you to take what things you've learned. The Hermit is a 9, so that's about taking action with real intensity to attain what you need to attain to reach a period of fulfillment. So that Pentacles energy is about being realistic about what it is that you want to achieve, because another video altogether, but Pentacles isn't just about money and career. There is so much more. It is Earth energy. It's about being grounded and practical, etc. So then if he does that, he'll move to the Wheel of Fortune, and the wheel is supposed to signify an inevitable turning point. But that inevitability doesn't mean it's a good one. Because if we go back to the Strength and the Fool is unable to work on that internal strength, then he's not able to walk the path of enlightenment with what he's learned about himself. So the Wheel of Fortune would inevitably turn backwards. However, if he works on those things, inevitably the Wheel of Fortune will turn forward. And also a 10, people always think it's about new beginnings, end of a cycle, fresh start. No, it's not. It can mean that, but it is the universe giving you the opportunity to close the loop on old patterns of behavior. If the loop is not closed, then inevitably you'll just keep going round and round. So that's why when we go from the Wheel of Fortune, we end up in Justice. So if we have inevitably turned the wheel the wrong way around, then the scales will not be balanced, and those concepts we've held on to won't necessarily go in our favour. However, if we do the work, then inevitably that will cause a real sense of balance. We go to the twos, which is about that real sense of duality and harmony. That sword, that concept that's been held on to is coming from a place of really being well informed, analysing the details, and then karmically things will move in a better direction. So when you understand how they influence each other in the light and the shade, and I'm not talking about upright and reversals, the light and the shade, because the choice is with the Fool, like it is in our life. If you choose to sit in the shadow of things, then all of the cards that come next will be in the shadier side of that card rather than the lighter side of that. So Hermit, walking the path of enlightenment, going with real intensity but from a grounded energy to attain what it is you want, to reach fulfillment, that inevitable turning point. It's got nothing to do with good fortune as in the financial element, because the Wheel of Fortune is actually a one's energy, which is passion, drive, motivation, going with things with real fire. So all this rubbish that people are spouting out about the root meanings, which is the root and the expression, which I bang on about, they're only reading what the archetype, the character of that is, in order to convey a different message based on everything put together. So yes, come at me if you will. I get a lot of the intuitives coming in and dropping things in my comments, but if you really come to understand this and you're able to deliver that information to someone in a good way, or be able to interpret that information for yourself in a good way, your reading will just completely catapult into a different level. Let's say, learn the metaphor. There is a structure to all of this. There is so much depth within this. The cards are expressing to you. They're not telling you what to do. They're telling you the things that influence the situation in order. So in the here and now, not later, in the here and now, so we know what comes later. All right, good luck with that. I know it's a long one. If you stayed with me till the end, thank you so much. It really does help. And of course, if you want to reach out to me to talk about learning this properly, everything's that way. You guys take care.